Brave Hearts, Urbanites, Coach Mad Hatters, Vineyard Creatrix, Crimson Velvet VIPs. Welcome to my Monday, September 29th, 2022, 8:23 a.m. DMV Standard Time. I'm here by way of a peculiar request. So, two things. This is the intro, and then I'm going to follow up with an audio that I created over the last few days in response to this thing that's going around with our hip hop elders and DJ academics. Uh-huh. Yeah, being part of the grapevine, I felt that this is the least that I could do. But before we get to that, I want to show you something. So this is what we are being conditioned to believe is like the form of comics. And it's been a running section in the Washington Post for as long as I've been around. And I am um, born and raised Washington, D.C. And yes, the Washington Post spanned my lifetime. And for as long as I've known, these were this section was called the comics. Now, I stand corrected or will stand corrected if in fact there is more that is beyond my scope. But I want to show you what my granddaddy had in his basement. Um, and has um, I want to say it's a substantial inventory. Um, but this is what's amazing is that, and when I say in my basement, meaning I can leave out of this room, go down two flights, and there are things like these comics still in the plastic. So it instantly made me think about um, it instantly made me think about um, the learning curve that we are going through right now, right damn now, with how we define things, how we perceive things, how we view things. And when we are only exposed to this, we'll never know anything much about this. And don't get caught up in all of the type or quality of it. I'm talking about the the antiquated knowledge, the knowing, the original that honestly should be in its pres- preser- preservated, its preserved state. And the only way that these are able to be preserved in pristine condition is that my granddad took the care to make sure it stayed in it stayed inside of a state that would keep it from wearing and tearing because of time. And so, um, even though I am a grape on the grapevine, let me say that first and foremost. Still down in the trenches though, but would be considered a semi-consumer of commercialized hip hop, fact of the matter is, I'm a seedling of it. I am a spark. I'm the kindling because hip hop bleeds just like go-go, where you'll find it in the most peculiar spaces given life. Given life. Can't remember that. Given life. So I am hip hop. And so because of that, I have some things that I want to share. And here's the spark. Shout out to DJ Spark, by the way. So, a couple segments ago, I was speaking about the Council of Pixie Pleasure Principles, and I named a few primers who I felt were mine as far as my foremothers. And this is not to say that I'm not into hip hop male artistry. I am, but it's more the Nas, the Rakim, the I'll even say yes, KRS-One, um, Professor Griff, Chuck D, even sometimes Flavor Flav ass. You know, sometimes he still hold his own. Let's not get it twisted with all that comes along with his adorable ass. But and I know I'm missing some. Tupac, like I know I'm missing some. Um, but right now, just off the cuff, those are the ones that really like do it for me. Down in here, down in the seedlings of things, those that spark. So my list to my primers have grown, and some of these folks might not even be considered hip hop, but they are magical veins inside of such magical spaces. So here are the primers, and they are my primers, don't necessarily have to be your primers, but it is to serve as an invitation to begin looking at the primers more from the artistry side. I found myself, by the way, I'm sitting here and for the first time, I'm now watching American Gods. And I make mention to that as well to say that I usually don't tap into stuff when everybody else is tapping into stuff. I have to have a reason to tap into anything that's been commercialized. Um, because as I said many times before, I am distinguishing between the productions of mainstream and then the productions of grapevine. Um, and some amazing stuff, even though it's a bit too gory for me, which is probably the reason why I'm just getting to it now. But there were some things outside of this that kept pointing me to it. So I'm going to try to, you know, uh, keep out the gory as much as I can and tap into the storylines of it because something tells me there is a lot waiting for me in this narrative. So here are my primers. And with these primers, I am asking them to tap into their creative intent and speak their piece on this thing. So, MC Light, Remy Ma, Rhapsody, Yo Yo, Queen Latifah, Maya Muna Youssef, Lauren Hill, Layla Hathaway, DJ Spark, Stacy Chin, and Michelle Ndegeocello. Those are my picks. And they are my picks because of who I am personally. Not because I'm calling them out or figuring that they can somehow. I'd have had it on pause too long. Not because I am calling them out per se, like some challenge, but more so to begin threading a tapestry that would begin a special quality of rekindling. Now, here's going to be the challenge because some of those that I have just mentioned somehow are under these magical contracts. And so they might not be able to like put forth what it is that I'm asking, but somehow, some way, I am betting on poetic justice to come through. That's what I'm betting on. This is why I am even adhering to the invitation to even get up here and post such a thing. So yeah, so stay tuned for my piece. I will start it off, and maybe somehow, some way, things will make its way. And this isn't even anything that I need anybody to circle back for because it's not about me. It's about the hip hop elders and how DJ Academics could even find himself in a space to even perceive it this way. So yeah, um, stay tuned and hopefully get involved. Prologue. Hashtag Hip Hop American God. I used to be so stumped whenever I was in an interview and the infamous question, "So tell me about yourself," would emerge. My banners, instead of brands, having been manifesting in such a remarkable style, I am sure it has everything to do with my journeys into the wild unknown. It was super scary to venture into my uncertain future, to reclaim my stories yet to be told. There is where I found the keys to my divine trifecta: my story, my arts, and my acoustic alchemy. And not because I'm looking forward to rocking the bass guitar one of these days, but because I discovered how sound, rhythm, synergy, and harmonizing and synthesizing can heal my energetic frequencies just by being inside the same moment, sharing the same space, repairing my interior landscapes by the beat, by the bass. Alchemy, upon a pro personal chase, is best served by the muses. Music is its chief tool from its elite charm school. Speaking of which, I want to talk about this remarkable fool, talking about the elders of hip hop and old school rules. There's honestly no need to make him the prime example of our ridicule when the opportunities never circle back to extend the elders their just due, their proverbial 4 acres, 40 acres, and a mule. Is it high time the divine provoke folks to change the rules? Because even if we don't like his delivery, he's speaking what he sees. So be it for us to make the arrangements, make way for better sustainments, so there shall be an enriched source to pull from whenever folks start to so called spilling tea. Are there provisionals for our pioneers? Those that too had a dream? Those that made it cool to court the muses, be the first ones over the hill, and set up the stages out of thin air? Is it honestly fair that their retirement plan remain in such despair? Is hip hop not the genre of the grapevine gravity and repair? I present this call to you, and you, and you. Yes, I do dare to declare. And no, I'm not aware of all the stuff that's unfolded to make the genre bare. And yet I am hip hop. Standing before you naked, bare boned, and still rare. So I do dare to care and spark the repair, to rekindle the spare, and majestically Hall of Fame our great timeshare. Hashtag Hip Hop American God.